In the quiet suburbs of Maryland, a man once trusted to uphold the law was living a dark secret. Eduardo Valdivia, a former FBI agent, had built a reputation as a dedicated law enforcement officer. However, beneath this facade lurked a predator who used his position to exploit vulnerable women. Between 2022 and 2024, Valdivia operated tattoo studios under the alias Laylo Brown, where he lured young women with promises of modeling opportunities. Instead, he subjected them to horrific assaults, manipulating their trust and abusing his authority. The crimes came to light when 3 brave victims came forward, sharing their traumatic experiences. Their testimonies painted a chilling picture of a man who preyed on the very individuals he was sworn to protect. The jury convicted Valdivia in July 2025 after an 8-day trial, finding him guilty of 6 counts of second-degree rape and 2 counts of fourth-degree sex offense. The courtroom was filled with a mix of disbelief and anger as the extent of his betrayal became clear. As the sentencing date approached, the community was left grappling with the shock of the betrayal by someone they once admired. Prosecutors are seeking a 122-year prison sentence, emphasizing the deceptive and coercive nature of his actions and his abuse of physical dominance. Valdivia's attorneys plan to request a significantly reduced sentence and are appealing the conviction, but the damage to his reputation and the trust of the public is irreparable. This case has sparked widespread discussions about the abuse of power and the importance of accountability within law enforcement agencies. The upcoming sentencing hearing is scheduled for Tuesday, and it remains to be seen whether the judge will impose the full 122-year sentence or opt for a lesser term. The news of Eduardo Valdivia's arrest sent shockwaves across Maryland and the nation. Once a respected FBI agent, he now faced the public as a predator, a man who had used his authority to manipulate and abuse women. The courtroom buzzed with tension as prosecutors presented damning evidence. Journals detailing his predatory plans, hidden recordings, and testimonies from victims who bravely came forward. Each account revealed a meticulous, calculating predator who weaponized trust and fear. The victims described how Valdivia lured them under the guise of tattoo studios and mentorship, isolating them from friends and family and manipulating them psychologically. The courtroom gasped as each story unfolded. Even outside, families and the community struggled to comprehend how a law enforcement officer could commit such heinous acts undetected. Less extreme moments surfaced as investigators reviewed evidence, attorneys debated strategy, and support groups aided the victims, offering therapy and guidance amidst the chaos. Then, the extreme event. Investigators uncovered hidden cameras and recordings in Valdivia's studios, providing incontrovertible proof of his crimes. The videos revealed manipulation and coercion, confirming the victims' worst fears and shocking the courtroom. Authorities realized the crimes were far more extensive than first believed, prompting additional searches. A hidden vault was discovered, containing organized files, photographs, and personal information about dozens of women, many of whom had not come forward. This discovery intensified the investigation. The media erupted with coverage, public outrage surged, and advocacy groups demanded justice. Families were both validated and horrified, learning the full extent of Valdivia's predation. The courtroom and the nation now faced a chilling reality. A man sworn to protect had spent years abusing power and trust, leaving a trail of trauma and fear. The extreme events of the vault's discovery left investigators and the public questioning how many more victims remained hidden in the shadows, setting the stage for the trial's dramatic climax. The trial resumed with the nation watching. The courtroom was packed, cameras lined the walls, and every eye was fixed on Eduardo Valdivia. Prosecutors laid out the full extent of the evidence, journals, hidden recordings, and the vault, along with detailed victim testimonies. The jury was confronted with the shocking truth. A decorated FBI agent had preyed on women, using his position to manipulate, intimidate, and abuse. Victims shared their harrowing experiences, revealing the psychological control Valdivia wielded. Outside, social media exploded with outrage, debates about law enforcement accountability, and discussions about systemic failures. Quiet moments in the courtroom contrasted sharply with the tension. Attorneys reviewed notes, victims supported one another, and investigators double-checked evidence to ensure justice. Then came the extreme event that electrified the nation. The jury returned a guilty verdict on all counts. Gasps echoed through the room as the judge prepared for sentencing. Further revelations emerged. Some victims had documented abuse while Valdivia was active, uncovering encrypted messages and hidden materials, proving his premeditation. The courtroom and media were stunned at the extent of his crimes. The judge sentenced Valdivia to 122 years without parole. Families were relieved yet deeply scarred, facing the long road of recovery. Nationwide, law enforcement agencies implemented stricter oversight, acknowledging the failures that allowed Valdivia to operate unchecked. Even with his imprisonment, the chilling reality remained. The predator had eluded detection for years, leaving an enduring lesson about trust, authority, and vigilance. His crimes and their consequences would resonate for generations, a haunting reminder that darkness can hide in the most unexpected places. If this story gripped you, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and tell us what case you want next. Because the truth is, evil never sleeps, and neither do we.